Hey guys, thanks for taking a minute out of your day to watch this video. Oh, my hair looks lovely. Don't mind it. I've just been out running kids around and doing carpool and out in the wind. So anyways, real quick, I know that before the holidays we were doing videos. I was posting them usually on Thursdays. We're going to be posting them on Fridays now because if you missed the last team webinar we did last week, we talked about how our new training schedule, so there's going to be a bunch of things going on that are scheduled training for our team Monday through Thursday. So instead we're going to do videos on Friday. So anyway, so watch for these on Fridays. Again, they're just super casual, whatever comes to mind for the week that I'm going to share. But what I want to talk about this week is something that I learned from leadership training last week. I've lost my voice. Last week was amazing, and there was lots of yelling and screaming and Lularoe, all that kind of stuff that you guys have heard about. So I have no voice. So I'm kind of gruff. I do have a voice. It just doesn't sound very normal. It's kind of gruff. But anyways, I have some notes that I took during leadership. I have a ton of notes, so I'm not going to try to take all day. I'm going to try to keep this video short and sweet. But I want to go through one of the things, one of the trainings that we had while we were at leadership. So I'm going to look down at my notes a little bit. But one of the things, we had a guest speaker come, and I actually can't share his name, but he's pretty high up guy at another direct sales company and pretty amazing. I've heard him speak a few times before, and I just think so highly of him. But one of the things that he talked about was onboarding. And when you're talking to somebody that's interested in the business, I guess those are the same thing. But so that's kind of what I want to talk about, is when you're talking about somebody that's interested in the business. Because something he said really stuck out to me, and it's changed my whole perspective. Not that I didn't try to think this way before, but I don't think I did enough. So I really want to share with you guys this perspective, and I encourage all of you to make some goals to focus on maybe trying this year. So I'm going to look at my notes again. I'm just going to jump in. So one of the things he really talked about, and this is the key thing I want to share, is rather than looking for people that you think you need to focus on that are going to make you more money, while I still agree that you should look for people that are like-minded like you. If you have a business mindset and you're very driven, look for people that are like you. Look for people that think business. You don't have to think that like Lularoe is going to be like their perfect thing. Think for somebody that's business minded, because those people that are business minded are going to do great with Lularoe because it's a business and it's an amazing business. So while I still think that is important, something that I think is way more important than that is look for people that you think could use help. And when I talk about help, I'm talking about somebody who could benefit from Lularoe in their lives. Maybe they're really depressed and they need something to work for and to have goals with. Maybe they need to feel a part of something. Financially, they need some money. Maybe someone's having a baby and they want to be able to stay home. They don't want to go back to work. I mean, there's so many situations. Maybe there's a husband and wife and the husband just lost his job. They could do this together. I mean, there's so many situations where Lularoe could help. And so for me, I am transitioning this year into focusing on looking for people that I can help. Because that's really my goal. Is I know Lularoe has helped me a ton. We did a little exercise at leadership that I thought was amazing. Basically, they gave us like 3 minutes and asked us to write down every way that Lularoe has blessed our lives. Now, I encourage each of you guys to grab a pen and write a list. Mine was like 3 pages front and back, like crazy. Just like little details that I hadn't even really thought about until I sat down and was like writing stuff down. But I mean, my list, you guys, holy cow. It's somewhere in my notebook. Okay. Well, I won't spend all this time looking for it. But, I mean, there's like all the little basic things that friendships, money, it's made me happy. I enjoy it. I've become a better leader. I've become a better person. I mean, my list is so long, you guys, because Lularoe has blessed my lives. And then they said, well, if you think about that, how many people do you know that if by not sharing it, by being embarrassed or not knowing how to say it to somebody, that you're basically making that decision for them and saying, oh, they don't need this, they don't need something like this in their lives. It's not your place to make that decision. It's your job to just let people know that it's an option and just plant that seed. And if at some point it's something that they're interested in or that could bless their lives, then they'll know it's there. You'd be surprised how many people that I waited way too long before I said something to that were like, hey, I wish I would have known, I would have loved to have done this. This has changed my life. And I hear that from girls all the time on our team. It's very widespread within Lularoe. So I think that's important. So I, again, challenge all of you to make that a goal. Don't make decisions for other people. Let them make that decision. You can share and tell them. And so kind of one of the things that this guest speaker shared is ways to talk about it. We talked about creating value for Lularoe itself. So you can talk about like, hey, my job is so great that not only do I get to set my own hours, not only do I work when I want, I have holidays off, I can be with my family on the weekends, I can decide how much money I make, I have total flexibility. I think I already said that. All these things, those are huge, huge benefits of Lularoe. And then on top of it, you make amazing money, huh? Like, do you guys know very many jobs that do that? I don't. So create value. Talk about what's so great about this. Another phrase you can use that I really like is, you need to know what I know. And I think that's so true, is, hey, you need to know what I know. You need to know that, like, this company's amazing. It's made me happy. Maybe it's not about the money for you. Maybe it's just like it's changed your life because it's made you happy. It's giving you something to work for every day. It's giving you a reason to, like, have goals and work towards them. Giving you a reason to dream because you know that all these things are possible now. He talked about prefacing stuff. If you are going to talk about how much money you make, which is important, that's a key piece to this puzzle. Are you opening to hearing about potentially how much money you could make? And that's when you can say, this month I made this much money. Last month I made this much money. In the last 3 months I've made this much money. And even if you're thinking like, oh, I just started, I'm right here, I didn't make a ton of money. That's okay. Be real. Like, you guys, don't exaggerate what you made. Be honest with people. But you can share that, but also share like, hey, I know this person and she made this much money. And I know these people that are making this much money. Like, you can share across the board. There's so many different styles. There's different personalities. Different personalities and different levels of commitment are going to make more or less money. If you are super committed to the business and you're working a crazy number of hours each week, you're financially going to show that because you're going to be making that much. If it's a side hobby business and you maybe do it a couple hours each day, then you're going to make a hobby business money, and that's okay because that's what your commitment is to it. So Lularoe can be for anybody. Again, low level of commitment to high level commitment. It really can help out any level for people. Any level. That didn't really make sense, but you guys knew where I was going with that. So we talked about that. Another thing we talked about is people finding out about you. So again, we talked about looking for people that could use help. You guys, that is a huge, broad range of people that could use help. Like I said, somebody that had a baby and is going to want to stay home with their baby. I mean, there's someone who lost their job. There's so many people. But don't be dependent on other people to come to you. I'm super guilty of that. I know, because I have been doing Lularoe for so long. It's well known through my circle of friends and outer circles that I do Lularoe. So yes, people do come to me. Customers come to me. That being said, I have focused way too much on that. Instead of seeing all these other people, when I started looking at things being like, who can I help? I have so many people that I know that I could help that would benefit from Lularoe, that it would just bring joy to their lives and they could make some great money. So again, don't wait for people to come to you. Don't be dependent on that. Go out there and look for who you can help. Another thing Lularoe that this guest talked about is if you're kind of finding your business is at a standpoint, then start over. Like, when I say start over, I say literally what you're doing then maybe isn't working. So take a deep breath and do the 72-hour game plan. Come up with a new list of people. Look at it from a different point, not who do you think I would be interested. Look at it from who do I think I could help, and start contacting people. Look at how you're contacting them. Are you sending them a text? Are they not responding? Well, then maybe a text isn't the best way. Maybe you should call them. Are you sending a Facebook message? Maybe the Facebook message you're sending is giving too much information or too little. So don't be afraid to play with that. Find your sweet spot of talking to people and saying, hey, I think Lularoe could help you because this is why it's helped me. This is potentially how it's blessed my life financially. Don't be afraid to share those questions. So look at how you're approaching people. Don't be afraid to change that up and talk to other people and get ideas of how they're doing that. So that's really key. One other thing, if you already do have a team with Lularoe, occasionally you're going to have people on your team that maybe aren't super active in the business, and you're just constantly trying to get them going. It's okay. If someone decides that this is a hobby or that they just want to do this on the side, that is okay. You cannot convince somebody like, hey, you're missing out on all this money. It doesn't work that way. So he taught about a concept, this guest speaker, called bless and release. So, hey, I think you're great, and I think you're wonderful, but I'm not going to keep bugging you. When you're ready and you need some help, let me know. And then touch base with them once a month or whatever, just to see if, they're at a different place. But if they just want their business to be low-key, that's okay. Again, Lularoe is meant to work for all levels of commitment. Obviously, the more committed you are, the more money you're making, and that's what we want for you. We want you to be able to have complete change in your life because of this. But you have to be willing to work for that, and if you're not in a place in your life you can do that, that's okay too. Like, it's not a problem. You should never feel bad about that or make anybody else feel bad about that. So again, just to recap, you guys, I suggest making a goal this year to look for people that you can help. Set a goal. Every week, I'm going to reach out to 5 people that I think I could help with Lularoe. And I know that might sound scary, but the more you practice and the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get. We did a webinar a while ago where I talked about, like, talking to strangers. Oh, it's actually, there's a document that's like how to, jumpstart your business if you find yourself kind of at a plateau. And that is on our creators team page. But we talked about talking to strangers a lot, so you practice and you get more comfortable with hearing yourself talk about Lularoe. That goes to this too. Talk to people, again, that you can think help. Hey, that cousin of yours that you know is financially struggling. Yes, Lularoe costs money to start, but 9 out of 10 times people can find a way to make it happen, find a way to come up with that money, even if it takes a little bit of time. The whole purpose is to change their lives and help them with Lularoe. So help people figure that out. Talk to people, share what you're doing, share what you love, share how Lularoe's blessed your lives, and let it bless other people's lives. So anyways, that is what I wanted to share today. I hope everybody is having a great day and has a great weekend. And again, please, you guys, all these trainings and stuff, there's a pinned post right under the group name in the creators group that has a list of all of the training things that are happening. Please, please, please pay attention to those and participate in them. They're there for you. All of the leaders on your team, everyone loves you and they want you to be successful. But if you're not being successful and you're not participating in all those training things, there's no one to blame but yourself. So participate and be a part of them. They'll help immensely. So anyways, pay attention to those, and I will see you guys next week. So I'm still here. I'm not disappearing, but yeah. Anyways, I'll see you with the video next week. So have a great weekend, you guys. We'll talk to you later. See ya. Bye.